Okay, so this video is just designed to not show data types. That was from the last video. This is designed to show you kind of a quirky thing that nextInt and nextLine does, and so you might get unexpected results. And so I wanted to bring this to your attention. In this particular case, we have a scanner object that we're getting. First, we're going to get an integer from our console, and then we're going to print out that integer. And then we're going to ask for a string. Put in your name. In fact, let's just type in so we see it. System.out.print. Enter your name. Okay. And then I'll copy that, system out print. And everything looks perfectly fine. Enter an integer. Put your age or something, which I am going to lie on, by the way. Okay, so let's see what happens. So if what we expect to happen is that we're going to input an age, and then we're going to input a name, and all of that should print out accordingly. So let's give it a try. So if I hit run, it says enter your age, and I'm going to say 21, and then I'm going to hit enter, and look what happened. The program executed, it's completed, but I never got to enter in a string with my name. What happened? This is kind of a quirky thing, but it's important that you understand what's happening, and so if it happens to you, you know how to fix it. So here's what happens. When nextInt is, whenever we get something from the console, so in other words, we've got this system in, what nextInt is going to do is take whatever the user input. In other words, we put in the value 21. I put in the value 21, and then I hit the enter key. And so I'm using this new line escape as a symbol to show you that. So sitting in the scanner buffer, sitting in memory, is these values 21, and then this line return. And so the number, however, is an int. So the only thing that got put into this variable is this 21. So the 21 was consumed, and so the number now has 21 in it, but this new line character is still sitting in the buffer. Okay, it's just sitting there, hasn't been consumed yet, it's still sitting there in memory. And so this worked just fine. Then what happened when it was asked for the next line? nextLine's job is to read in the buffer everything up to the new line character. Well, in my buffer is sitting this little new line character, exactly that, the enter key, if you will. And so it doesn't matter what the user types in at this point. It doesn't matter, it's a moot point, because immediately what's going to be read from the buffer is up to this new line character, which means there's nothing in my name. And so when we get printed out, what gets printed out then is nothing. So in order to make this code work properly, we have to consume this line, this new line, this enter key, so to speak, so that the string that we enter won't be ignored. And so, oops, that's not what I meant to do. So let's simply do this. Let's take our input and just do a next line. Because remember, nextLine's job is to read in the buffer up to that new line character. So we're not assigning it to anything. We're simply moving past that new line character and then reading in the next string up to the next new line character. So now when we type this in, enter your age 21, now I'm able to type in a name and move on. So anytime you follow a input, either a next or an int or a next byte or something along those lines, keep in mind this issue. If you're finding that you're not able to put in the string that you want, just consume that new line character and everything should continue to run on just fine.